Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about how merchants can get crypto in their point of sale. Take it away. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm dropping from the South China Morning Post, tech reporter based in Hong Kong. So crypto payment in Asia. Let's start with Paco, okay? So I was stalking you on Twitter yesterday, and you guys had a lunch with Binance, right? And in a local Singaporean restaurant, and it get paid through your X-Post machine and in the BNB token, right?
Exactly.
Could you like tell us how was the experience like? What's the restaurant?
Okay, we are activating 2 restaurants during the Consensus Singapore for these 2 days for people to experience our solution, like kind of having experience of paying your lunch or dinner in crypto. So our company solution is that to make crypto payment as easy as possible. So here is our POS machines. So the merchants just key in the numbers of the bill, and then after keying the number of the bill, and then it pop up a menu that the consumer can choose whether they would like to pay in Bitcoin or Ethereum or BNB or MPSXR tokens, so that to make a payment in cryptocurrency. And merchant will get the payment. They can choose either cryptocurrency or fiat to settle the payment with us.
Yeah. So right now you're taking like 4 crypto tokens, right, so far?
Yes, our machines actually can do both. One is for crypto payment and the other is cash. So the merchants can use it as a tracking of their transactions as well.
So as a Jakarta-based company, you guys have a big exposure in your home country and also other Southeast Asia like country, right? How big is the market right now? How many merchants are using your services?
So our company actually founded in Jakarta, Indonesia, as a QR code payment solution. It's more like Alipay. And we found that actually the QR code payment associated with people's bank account. And in Indonesia, there are only 30% of the people has bank account. But however, for cryptocurrency, everyone can have their wallets, right? And then we thought that everything is on records. So we thought that if you keep those transactions in records, that would actually create a personal credit history. And then if we can facilitate this transaction into a more easy way, so to use blockchain technology to the POS device, and then to enable people to pay with cryptocurrency, and they own their own credit history. So you don't need a bank account and to activate those kind of payments. And then people also have the records, the credit records, so that they can access the financial service very easily in the future. So we think that this business is quite promising because you don't need to acquire any bank account to facilitate these transactions. So we've developed the solutions for both merchant and consumer to easily adopt cryptocurrency as a payment for this business. Yeah.
Right. So, but Larry, as your restaurant like branch, you guys haven't been using Alipay, but you use the Pundi POS machine. Like, why did you prefer like taking crypto payments in this case?
For us, it was a very quick decision. As soon as we saw the machine and they show us how it works, it's very seamless. We also, a lot of people that come to our restaurants are looking for healthy food, so they are the early adopters. It would drive additional traffic, additional income, and from a financial standpoint, we don't take any risk. PundiX actually takes all the financial risk. And if you look at the credit card payment fees, it's around 2 to 3%, and PundiX charges around 1%. So those were the very quick decisions for us to make.
So Paco, you mentioned like in Indonesia, not many people have credit card or bank accounts, right? But like when you expanding to other Asian countries, like Singapore, like
Right.
because I've experienced that, like when you grab, it's so easy to pay by Visa and other stuff. How like you attract like ordinary consumers that have bank accounts that have been used to like credit card payments?
Right. I think very good questions. For us, initially we created a solution in Indonesia for the bank. However, we found that actually the demands from everywhere in the world. So, which means that there are some countries where there are more and more people, they adopt cryptocurrency, and they actually want to spend it. We have done a survey with 3,000 people in 8 countries, and we found out that for those who have cryptocurrency, the majority, 35% of them, they want trading and investment. They use cryptocurrency for. And the second largest, it's actually the same majority, another 35% of them, they said they want to make a purchase with cryptocurrency. So for those countries like Singapore, more and more people in Singapore, they are having cryptocurrency. They are very technology advanced, and they know how to get cryptocurrency, right? But however, for those people who don't know how to get cryptocurrency, they can, with this adoptions, they were getting their interest to have cryptocurrency and then to spend it as well. So for us, at the beginning, we were facilitate for those who has cryptocurrency to make payment easy. Yeah, in that sense, yeah.
So you talk about survey on like consumers, but from merchants' perspective, do you have any data to share? Like, for example, how many merchants are using Xpulse in Indonesia?
Right. We are actually just shipping our devices and also doing our trials. We are aiming to ship 5,000 units to the world. And recently, we just finished an activation with 39 merchants in Taiwan. They actually using our Xpulse to settle the payment in a music festival. So in this music festival, they only use coin. It's Ultra Coin. It's an Ultra Taiwan event, and they are one of the largest electronic music festival. And the only currency they use is Ultra Coin. So everyone goes to the booth. They actually use their cash fiat to change it to a Ultra Coin, and then they want to spend it there. So I think for this movement, because it's a worldwide event, it's only they do the first adoption in Taiwan. So in the future, there will be more and more demands from those organizations who wants to own their customer. They will create their own tokens or coins, and then they already have an existing customer base, and then they will actually make their own tokens valuable for those users to use in the future as well. So we create to sustain the value of those tokens and then to make it more usable for them. Yeah.
So for PundiX have not only for the user, for the ordinary user, they can not only use the mobile app to pay. There's also
Yes,
a
correct.
card, right? But that comes with some regulatory issue, like as Larry mentioned to me earlier, like in Hong Kong, if you need to use like in a value add card, there needs some sort of approval from the local authority, right? How do you guys address with those kind of regulatory?
I think the long-term solution is to do it through an app on the phone. That's always been our plan as well, to like everyone's heading towards a cashless token economy. Yeah, I think that's basically, that will resolve, it's a very short-term issue to us. But I think since the initial launch, there's a lot of conversation around now that the machine's here, how do we get more people to use it? How do we get them to use it more often? So I think once we had hit that milestone, key milestone of having this POS system at the location, now everyone started to talk about what incentive you can give, what reward system you can come out with, and then, like, because I think you mentioned octopus cards in Hong Kong as well. It's like kind of low value cards. Everyone kind of spend it for less than $100, so that's only addressing the convenience, whereas incentive, rewards, I think will be a key driver for it too.
I think that's actually, just to add real quick, very interesting because, for example, in the US, many people are addicted to credit card points. What they don't realize is they're actually paying a cost that's more than the points that they get back to be able to become a part of it. It's done very smartly by the credit card schemes. But with these new types of payment networks, thanks to crypto, you can actually drop those costs, yet still do a rewards program or a points program where the consumer, the purchaser will benefit more from it. So this creates a whole new swath of opportunities.
So Pekka, why do we need a physical card? Like from your users, do
Right.
they use more the app or the card?
Actually, we provide both. First of all, there are some users, they still need something physical. So
They're used to it.
yeah, they get used to it, and they have for the apps, they have a learning process. There's a technical threshold for them to download an app, to know how to figure out how to use it. So for the cards, like prepaid cards kind of format, it's more like adopted in people's life. So you see Octopus in Hong Kong, and also the Easy Link in Singapore. A lot of people actually immediately know how to use the card to spend. So if you put the cryptocurrency inside, it's actually easier for them to use it or deposit. And for the apps, of course, we have apps. We just launched it and tested out in this market. And then we also see that there are some needs through the apps. For example, if you want to conduct a large amount of transactions, and in our app, it's actually, we need you to go through a KYC process. So to activate the maximum spending in the app. So this is another way that we would like to comply with the current regulatory issues. Is there any related to anti-money laundering? And then we use it to activate. You use the app to activate a larger amount of volume of transactions there. Yeah.
So I guess because the crypto price fluctuates so wildly, for example, Larry, in your shop, coffee costs 30 Hong Kong dollars. On one day, it can be equal to like 0.1 Bitcoin. The other day, it can be like double the price. Then there's risk coming with that. Like, how do you address for you guys, do you take the risk of taking more Bitcoin on one day or less on the other?
In this case right now, PundiX takes the risk, but I would say the amount right now is still quite small. It's not that significant. That's why our focus has always been on like having this POS system that's physical in the store. It actually shifts people's focus away from the speculative side of cryptocurrency. Everyone's starting to think about how to use it, how to make it make sense. So I think we're more focusing on the storytelling of each coin. I think that this console allows you to have different currency on it, and you look into different currency and what's the story behind it. I think that would drive more interest. So we're not so concerned about the risk-taking side. Like as soon as we take the currency, we actually get it converted back to Hong Kong dollar and we take it in our bank. So we're not really keeping the currency, trying to wait for it to go up or down in value. So for us, it's really focusing on the user cases that can come out of it.
And you mentioned the transaction fee is like much lower than Master or Visa card, right?
Yeah. On average, credit card, it's around 2 to 3%. And right now, the PundiX system only charges around 1% for the user. But I think also from the user side, the saving is also quite minimal, but it allows you to maybe in the future have other cryptocurrencies that we always say in our group where every dollar you spend, you're also voting towards a different kind of world that you want to see. We're working our own farms that's blockchain enabled. so that when you buying your food, you know that there's transparency, everything is traceable. So that, I think, will attract more people to want to spend money on that coin, or maybe kind of, I can see it almost working like a little Kickstarter platform in the future. Like, you want to support this coin because of what they're supporting in the future.
Right. I guess we have time for one last question for everyone. So, guys, could you give us a picture, like imagine what will the crypto payment scene look like maybe next year or 5 years later in the city you live? Because in China, you know, like right now, a random like pancake seller can just use QR code to taking the fiat money, like the buyer used. Like it's just so easy with your wallet app. Is that possible in the crypto space? Maybe like how long can we see that? Maybe start with Emily.
Sure. Short answer, I think it is very possible. We're just building as you know, many application developers. I think it's different than the underlying scalability, et cetera, challenges of crypto in general. Once you build the user interfaces, the rest will come. So I think it's not going to take 5 years, but much shorter.
Paco?
Right. I think, for example, like Bitcoin has been here for more than 8 years. So people were asking, is there all the cryptocurrency will be here, still here? And our answer is yes, because the technology on the back is great and actually made the virtual currency has a value. So, and more people supporting it. So it's more giving whether there's a user case, real world usage in that sense. And now more and more technology to facilitate the real world usage. So I see the cryptocurrency will be here to stay.
Larry, will we see more restaurants in Hong Kong take cryptos?
I don't see why not. I think everything's more transparent, everything's more traceable. You can trust what you put in your mouth, I think. Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.